Hi everyone, welcome back. This is part 2 of Lambertsville Farm. Guys, just getting back into this here. The painting has dried a little bit. It's been about 20 minutes since my first video of this farm scene. And the reference photo, just one more time here so we can take a look. That's the reference photo. As you can see, pretty close to the original. I think I just removed the silo there. Other than that, everything is pretty close to the original photograph. So now I've worked on this painting quite a bit and I've got mostly everything finished. Now I'm just looking to go in and do like the last sort of like tidying up or details of the painting. And I think this is always, it's great to take breaks when you're doing your paintings, unless your technique is something that you really, most watercolor artists will definitely usually they'll underdo their paintings a little bit. They won't completely finish them. They'll usually stop a little bit short of doing every little detail. They'll let the painting sit maybe a day, or maybe a half a day, or maybe even a week or something if they're busy doing other things, let's say. But the point I make here is I've found that most watercolor artists, professional watercolor artists, do this. They usually let the painting sit a little while, again, maybe a day or just, maybe a couple hours even. Then they come back in and they look and they see if they want to add any final details to the painting. Sometimes it's good to leave it a little bit underdone. Sometimes it looks better that way, or sometimes it needs more details or a little bit of fix-ups here and there. And I can tell this needs a few fix-ups here and there. So I'm going to try to do those, but this is pretty close to what I consider like for my style of painting. This is pretty much a finished painting. While we were away, I did add a man with walking with a dog here in the roadway going through the farm buildings here. I noticed when I was painting before, I was looking to get a little bit of more shadow over in this section over here on the left, because I think I just sort of went through that section pretty quick and I didn't capture the shadowing. So I just want to touch that up just a little bit. Much better. I also noticed over on this side of the painting that this needs to be a little darker. It doesn't have to be tremendously darker, but definitely that's better. And then maybe a little more shadowing underneath that. And then as I get toward the edge of the painting, I let it go a little bit softer, and it doesn't have to be necessarily incredibly accurate at the sides of the painting. I tend to like it a little softer around the edges, almost like a vignetting of the focal point here. So on the sides, it's not as critical for me anyway in this painting. Every painting's different, but this one here, I like to leave the edges a little bit softer, not as detailed. And then as I get toward the center, the focal point here of the painting, it's a little more detailed. So I'm going to continue on here, just a little more details. I'm going to add some more shadowing, maybe by the undersides of the eaves of the shadows tend to be pretty even, so I'm trying to sort of neaten that shadow up a little bit. Don't want to do too much now here. I'm kind of maybe sort of I might be going a little bit too far here and doing a little too much detail, but I don't want to be incredibly underfinished either. So I'm just going to do a couple more little touches here and there. Okay, now I'm going to use a hake brush just for a little bit of grass in the foreground. So I'm just going to take the hake brush and I just add some water to it and then dry it out with my apron, and just I fan out the bristles a little bit like so. So I'm trying to fan out the bristles of the hake brush. I'm going to put some straight tube paint on there, and I'm going to just use some green, some burnt umber, and a little bit of yellow ochre. Mix it all together. Gonna add a touch of water to it, actually. See if I can get some grass type. Okay, that's good. Not too much, just a couple splashes. A couple more details here, just to okay, so now you can see I'm pretty much put in most of the subtle details here and there, just to and I'm getting a little bit of raw sienna here, a little warmer kind of a warmer kind of a color here, just to put over here on the shadows, a tiny bit, just to tie it in with the purplish blue here. Okay guys, I think this is pretty much looking fine. It's got enough touches of detail that it's interesting, and not an incredible amount of detail that it's a little bit of fun for the viewer. Guys, thanks for watching. See you on the next video. Happy painting. Bye-bye now.